Mrparka here for another recent watches. I missed some, I missed a big gap, and I don't even remember what I watched in that gap, but here we go. The first one is a bootleg of Cellar Dweller. Check out this little ghouly crap fest fun. It's actually pretty funny. It's an Empire Pictures. The monster is the star of the movie. Basically, I'd say he's the funnest part to watch. Jeffery Combs has a cameo in the beginning. It's a pretty decent kind of cheapie Empire Pictures flick with some decent special effects, splatter of gore here and there. The beginning is the most exciting. The movie has some very slow moments, but if you like creatures, it's a good watch because it has a good creature, it has some good deaths, and a decent plot. It's kind of like the Tales in the Crypt episode where the guy would draw the comics and they would come to life and stuff like that. It's pretty much that type of deal. And then we have, for the first time, I've never actually seen a Herschel Gordon Lewis film, and so I watched, this was I think Thursday, watched Blood Feast. I actually have seen Blood Cold, Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh, and Blood Diner, which are all basically inspired by Blood Feast, or semi-remakes, or sequels, or whatever you want to call it. But Blood Feast, I guess I was a little let down. I don't know. I understand that the movie's made in the 60s, so it's still good for the time, and it is one of the first gore films, if it is the first gore film, basically started the genre. But the acting was just hilarious. The effects were pretty fun, shellacky, and everyone had blue hair and big eyebrows, except the cops. Everyone looked like they were in a movie, like a stage play, which is kind of strange. It has a cheesy feeling, and some people will love this. I need to watch the other ones, you know. I just need to get acquainted with this director more, because I'm really not well known on or well versed. I have almost all his movies, I think, well, his big movies. But I just need to sit down and, you know, rewatch those in peace and quiet without everyone laughing at it. And of course, I rewatched this movie. This is the third or fourth time I've watched this one. And I rewatched it Thursday before I went to Cinema Wasteland because Van Bebber was going to be there. Man, Deadbeat at Dawn. What can I say? This movie is gritty and amazing. It was made in Ohio. That also makes me like it. But it's really great, really realistic-looking fight scenes. I know some people might not think they're realistic, but I think they're realistic in the sense because fights don't go stand up, they fight. You sloppy. You swing, you fall, you trip, you do anything. And he fights these guys the only way he could possibly win, tripping them, punching them, and running from them a lot of the time. It's a pretty awesome movie, and it has a gritty, down, low feeling that makes you kind of sad, sick, depressed, very similar to Combat Shock. This has been compared to Combat Shock. Bebber also does the stunts, and he stars in the film and directs it. He does a great job. It's a really great movie, and the ending is amazing, and it's a very iconic film, and it is well worth your time. I would highly recommend Deadbeat at Dawn if no one has seen it yet. It was an amazing film. And also, I'm going to count these as two separate movies, a separate movie of its own. For the first time ever before I went, I watched My Sweet Satan and Roadkill. My Sweet Satan I was really impressed by. I guess it's supposedly based on a true story. And again, it stars Van Bebber, but I could not tell it was Van Bebber because he looks crazy. He's like this acid king guy, and he's all shaved up, and he looks weird. He looks kind of like Marilyn Manson in it almost. And he basically, it's a wraparound story. It starts in prison, and it ends where it starts. It's kind of a twirl story, a circular story, and it has a nice structure, and it unfolds. A lot of narration, letting you get into the characters' heads, and stretching this out and beefing up the story a lot more. It's a great story about, you know, the acid head society, metalhead type deal who worship Satan. And all I got to say about that is at one point Van Bebber freaks out in it, Ricky, and he's like, "Say you love Satan! Say you love Satan!" That was just for you, Cody. Say you love Satan. I know other people like this movie. I think DVD Fiend really likes My Sweet Satan. And now for Roadkill. Roadkill is a little bit gross, actually. It felt a lot like a Texas Chainsaw, and it had a really gritty, nasty, dingy feeling. This guy is just in this rundown shithole, and he's drunk, and there's rats, and there's pieces of flesh hanging on a wall, and it shows his days. It's the last days of his life, and they're very, very disgusting. He picks up a couple people that are having car trouble. One who's Bone Crusher from Deadbeat at Dawn, and some terrible things happen. I just gotta say, the cage over the stove, now that is wicked cruelty right there if I've ever seen it. The ending's a bit open, but I mean, when you're insane, I guess everything doesn't go like people would think, and this is a little bit in the killer's head here. And people need to realize that sometimes, you know, everything's not white and black, and just there, this is this and this is that. It's just sometimes things mix together, they merge together, it's strange. Reality is bended, of course. And then we have, I watched The Manson Family when I got back. I've never actually watched this one. I've heard mixed reviews about this one. I know a lot of people are huge Manson Family fans. They know a lot about Manson Family. I do not. I know what the basic crap is, a group, you know. I just know the basics. I don't know tons of stuff, even though people call me Charlie Manson at work, but I don't really know much about the story. So watching this, I had a great time. A lot of people say the facts are not all there, but also this is based off one of the cult people, Tex's book. And you know, the truth is, these people were paranoid and induced on acid, and they were being brainwashed, and the paranoia, it's going to get them to tell different stories. It's going to get the truth never to possibly come out, and that was the best way that it could be told. Some of the facts are changed, some things aren't happening, what were said happened. It's going to be different, it's going to be strange. And this film basically follows the Manson family exploits, but it also has a... Sorry about that, my camera went dead. But I was talking about how basically the exploits, people say, basically do not take place as they should. But I said, it's a good idea to mix up, you know, what the cult members said and what actually happened. No one will ever know the truth exactly what happened. I mean, from what I understand, the crime scenes were so grotesque and disgusting, I mean, had to be insane. Anyways, you get into the family story, which is really cool because they start off as peace-loving orgies and stuff, and then when Helter Skelter is the term they say comes into, it's also a Beatles song and everything, when that comes in, it becomes a paranoid state of insanity and anger. It seems like Charlie Manson's angry because his record and everything's falling through, but I really enjoyed the film. Also, like I said, they were following another cult, new cult that was kind of following Charlie Manson, and it shows kind of like them doing some destruction and whatnot. And there's also some cool interviews with people, the Manson family grown as older in prison and stuff. But it's not really them, of course. It's the actors who portrayed them. Bone Crusher's in there. Mark Pittman, who plays Bone Crusher, and Deadbeat at Dawn. He plays Tex Watson. And then Jim Van Bebber is Bobby, and it's pretty cool. It's really entertaining, and the murder scenes in this movie were quite disturbing. I was surprised. Watching the stabbing and the people screaming and begging for their lives got to me for a while. I was a little upset, and it was pretty insane. And I thought it was really, the gore effects I thought looked real. I don't know what people are talking about, bad effects on there. They looked real, they were vibrant, they were disturbing, they were disgusting, and they were rough to get through, which is everything it should have been, I believe. I thought this was way better than I expected, and I was happy with it. It was a really well-made film, and I would just hope Van Bebber would do some more flicks, because everyone I've seen has been very well-made and very good, especially Deadbeat at Dawn. But those are the flicks I've recently watched. We have Cellar Dweller, which is a cheesy cheapie, which is kind of fun for monster fans. We have Blood Feast, which is a 60s classic gore fest, which has been redone so many times in different ways. And we have Deadbeat at Dawn, which was an amazing gritty little feature here, with gang violence and revenge. And we have My Sweet Satan and Roadkill, which are both really great shorts. And lastly, we have The Manson Family, which I was really happy with as well, which was psychedelic-induced insanity, which was also a semi-documentary type deal. It was, well, fake documentary. It was pretty cool. I really enjoyed all of them. Cellar Dweller and Blood Feast I didn't enjoy as much, but all the Van Bebber stuff was excellent. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Bye.